Today, Feel Like You Belong is on site at Grand Valley State University, getting prepared for an afternoon performance of Elvira, a play that was written by our guest today, and I'm so glad to welcome Jessica Carmona to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad to be here, Alan.
So tell me, this is a play that you wrote, your first full-length play?
My first full-length play. I've been taking playwriting class over the last few years. And I started a few different sketches. I had a few different ideas, but this was the one I really wanted to develop to a full length. They started off as a one-woman play, and I kept on workshopping it and developing the script, and I finally realized that it can't be told with just one actor. It really needs other actors to bring the story to life.
Estoy contigo, ¿me oyes? Mi hijo fuerte, con la cara arriba. United States used a false social security card, falsified your name. Are you aware that you are breaking the law? Elvira, Jennica, I told you I need your help.
I'm going to help Mommy with the corn today. Papi says if I'm
Farming is what we do from the time we are born. We are tied to la tierra. This is all what we know.
So as you try to prepare yourself to go into this role, what's your inspiration? What's your motivation? How do you prepare to become Elvira?
Well, my inspiration, I work a lot with the immigrant community. I mean, I teach English as a second language to primarily immigrants. And so I get to know a lot of them on a personal level. And so I sort of invoke those people and their energies when I'm preparing for this role. And I feel like I'm speaking on their behalf when I'm in the interrogation room. So that's a big inspiration for me. And, you know, as a Puerto Rican woman myself, you know, I think about my parents and their parents and, you know, what Mexicans and, you know, South Americans are to our population today. Like many years ago, that was what Puerto Ricans were. They were considered, you know, immigrants, and, you know, they were, you know, the recipients of a lot of racism and prejudice. So
the latest wave of outsiders.
Exactly, the latest wave. It's very cyclical, you know what I mean? So it's not like this is a, you know, I feel very, you know, distanced from them. I feel in a way very connected to that community because I myself am, you know, from other, you know, background.
Sure. So tell us a little bit about your role in Elvira.
Sure. So I play an ICE officer, Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement, in the room with Elvira. So basically, I'm the one processing her paperwork, and we end up talking. It's like an imagined conversation between my character and her character.
So the initial role is you're a bureaucrat.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. The fact that, like, I'm usually not cast as a Latina, so I can play these roles. Like, I mean, the ICE agent could be Latina. You know, we don't know. She's not drawn out. But I think in this, it's meant to be written for. It was originally even written for a man. And I had said to Jessica, because we were meeting, and I said, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if she was a woman, like this more woman against woman thing, you know, because it's a great role. So it's exciting to explore this inner racism of somebody and how they get to this point of hatred, you know, that they have to this other person that even propels them to, like, I'm going to do this for a job. Like, I want to do this. I want to fight this illegal immigration and stuff like that. So I think it's fascinating because I think it helps, and I think that's what the play is about, because the play ends up being also about Joan, my character, a lot. So it's like she's the one that goes through more of a process of transformation, and I think it's like both sides are trying to understand each other. And I think that the point is, like, that's the only way we're going to come to, like, a process, a place of peace.
So you have many roles in this afternoon's performance of Elvira. Tell us about those.
The roles, well, one of them is Brianna, that's Elvira's co-worker in an airport, who is an American who treats her badly when she first gets here. Then they become friends. Another one is Kate, who's a woman in Portland who hires Elvira as a nanny. Another one is Elvira's mom. I play Elvira's mom. And then the fourth one is a woman in the desert who's like crossing with them across the border with a group, and they suffer. And I'm one of the travelers.
What inspired you to become part of this cast?
Well, I met Jessica, the playwright, in a theater company in New York City, in the Bronx, and that's where we met. And she was workshopping it there, and she needed someone to do one of the smaller roles, and she asked me to do it. And little by little, it's been a year now, and the play has just developed and grown, and now we're here, and yeah, it's very exciting.
So you have a number of roles that you were telling me so minor costume changes in the production.
Right. There, as being the only man in this production, I play most of the male roles. So I have 5 main characters. I play the father of Elvira, the brother of Elvira, I play a co-worker of Elvira, I play a fellow migrant crossing the border with her, and then I play a coyote.
So what is your particular attraction to this play as an immigrant yourself?
Well, you know, as an actor, it's always good to find an attachment that is personal to you, to any work of art that you're doing, because you want to love what you're doing. So for me, when Jessica, the author, gave me the script and I read it, I right away told her, I would love to collaborate with you in this play because I'm an immigrant myself. I know the hardship of citizenship in this country. It took me 13 years, the whole process. I think that being an immigrant, I have always said being an immigrant is one of the things that I feel more proud, and it's something that the day you become an immigrant, you are immigrant for the rest of your life. So that's the way I feel. And also as an actor with an accent, I'm finding this play that offers so many opportunities for me to create all these characters where actually my accent is a great asset for these characters. It totally connect with that too. So there's so many points in this play that I feel connected to personally.
Elvira, she disobeyed or she broke an unjust law, or a law that she thought was unfair, which is that a mother should be separated from her son because of who has citizenship and who doesn't, who's documented and who doesn't. And so basically she's a woman who was living in the United States, living and working here without documentation, and she was caught up in an immigration raid, and her son, who was a U.S. citizen, they basically tried to deport her to Mexico and separate her from her son. So instead of going back to Mexico, she basically took sanctuary in a church. So her story just inspired me so much as a Latina woman, as a woman of faith, and really Elvira, her story is that of an unlikely hero. Because interviews that I've done with her, she didn't set out to be a hero. She never thought of herself as some kind of, superstar, like I want to be in the limelight.
So what was it that thrust her into the limelight?
Really, number one, she didn't want to be separated from her son, but she really took an act of faith, like a leap of faith. Like she really believed that she had a right to be in this country because she'd been living and working here for so long, and like millions of other immigrants, she wasn't doing anything wrong. She was living a hard-working, honest life, and she didn't realize it, but by taking that single step of faith, she set into motion a whole chain of events around immigrant rights, and she inspired thousands and thousands of other immigrants, and she became a symbol of the fight for immigration reform. I think it's a complicated topic. I mean, there are no black and white answers, but I think that my general feeling, if I were to simplify it, would be that immigrants at heart are good people who come here with good intentions, who want to work hard and create a better life for themselves and for their families. So I think that a lot of times when it gets to the political level, it can sort of turn into a situation where they're demonized or, sort of made out to be, a group of people that are going to take away from our country. Whereas I think that immigrants are a great resource and they help make our country better. So I think that, that's, the message of this play, and I think that's pretty much my gut feeling about the immigrants. I think a lot of people miss the question in this whole immigration debate. You know, Mexico is a beautiful country, it's lovely. You know, why would people risk their lives and go through such humiliating circumstances in order to come here? It's because of desperation, and it's because of economic and political policies that our country has with that country that create these circumstances, these conditions where people are forced to migrate. And in the play, I make reference to the great American novel, The Grapes of Wrath, by John Steinbeck, which is, I'm sure you remember, about the Joad family who migrated from Oklahoma to, I think, California. Correct. With dreams of picking strawberries. And, you know, it's human nature to migrate to places where there's more work.
Looking for a better life.
And looking for a better life. And it's the
Support your
most
family.
natural human
Sure.
thing. And hope that by creating art, this can be a contribution to the process of social change and to the discussion. So once again, thank you for having me here today. I hope that you understand my play and like my play, but I hope that you would feel free to have discussion about this important issue about immigration. So thanks again.